Welcome everyone back to another episode of RadsCast, and it's me and Woods again today. The dream team really, because Bray ruins it, so he's not here. We've actually sacked him temporarily.
Yeah.
I don't know, is that official? Probably not, but we'll go with it. Anyway, today we're going to be discussing really what Forest need to do in this summer. We did this kind of in the last episode where we went through the entire team and discussed whether they should sell or keep. Go and watch that if you've not watched it already. But we're going to talk about some players we're actually linked with, the players that are due to leave, the players out on loan, what should happen to them. So it's just a general waffle, really, about what we think should happen with each transfer. So, yeah, if you do enjoy, like and subscribe. Let us know ideas for RadsCast in the future because we need it, quite frankly. So, I think the best place to start would be with the players we're linked with. So... Obviously, I think most people know a striker is probably the most important position we do need to improve, given the fact that Loud Taylor's got 4 goals this season, Glenmurray's got 2, Gavin's got 6. It's quite a worrying position. And as Chris Hughton says himself, we don't really need to try and create chances more, we need to score them. So the players in question that we're linked with, one of them being Luke Jepcott from Plymouth, who... By the way, Plymouth are 18th in League One, and he scored 16 goals in 40 games, which is pretty mental, to be honest. What do you think of Luke Jepcott, Woods?
Well, seems like a good player. Still only, how old? Like 20, 21, around that age?
He is 21.
Yeah. I'd personally say yes, but it's all up to what Chris Hughton wants. If he wants a young striker with a lot of pace on him and he knows where the goal is, and it's like, yeah, go for him because he still has a lot of room to improve.
I would say he's 21. He's only going to get better, and I think the fact that he's scored a lot of goals for quite a poor side says a lot, really. So I don't see why not. And yes, okay, he's from a lower league, but that tends to go well. We saw with Ivan Toney, he absolutely smashed it this season for Brentford from when he was at Peterborough last year. So who knows? It's never necessarily a bad thing that we sign a player from a lower league. It's funny, really, because they are 3 more players that we're linked with currently that are from League One. So it's kind of a running theme. Another player we're linked with is Charlie Wick from Sunderland. Wyke. I said it wrong. You literally told me before we did this how to say it, and I still got it wrong. 28 though, so considerably older. Still got room left in him. For Sunderland, they were 3rd in League One. 25 goals in 42 games. It's not bad at all, really. I personally think we ought to be going for someone younger. I don't know what.
He does have 29 goals in all competitions, though. So,
and that as well. Yes, very true.
He does have a proven goal record. So it's like, whether or not it's in League One, it's still a proven goal record. He knows where the goal is. Obviously, he's 28. He's still got 4 years or so.
Yep.
Before he even thinks about retiring. So it's like 4 years. You can do a lot in 4 years. Exactly. And if he's going to be free, so it's even more of a thing to go for him. So it's like, why not? If he can keep up what he's doing in that Sunderland in the Championship, we've got proven that by Ivan Toney, as you said earlier.
So I think like if Sunderland get promoted, he might want to stay with them. But then again, I think Forest have a better chance of being high up the table than Sunderland will be next season if they go up. So maybe he would want to come to a better club, quite frankly, not to big us up. But I think even though it's been a really disappointing season, we probably should do better at the very least next season. So, I think could happen, maybe. I personally think there are other options out there that could do better that we've already spoken about.
I know Cardiff are actually on the front seat of signing him, so it's like...
Yeah, exactly. Other clubs are linked with him too. I believe Millwall are as well.
Yeah. So Mill, Cardiff.
Yeah, so there's lots of interest in him, unsurprisingly, with that kind of goal record. We'll continue talking about strikers. There's 3 more. It says a lot, really, doesn't it, about how the season's gone. 2 more from League One. Jerry Yates, been linked with this guy the longest out of the lot. 24 years old, 43 games for Blackpool this season in League One, 20 goals and 5 assists. So that's not a bad return at all. I personally would like to see this kind of transfer happen.
I think, isn't he also another free agent, I think, at the end of the season?
I believe so. I'm not even sure about that, to be honest. I probably ought to have found that out. I'll let you know in the edit whether that is the case. Again, very similar to Jephcott, only he is playing at a better club because Blackpool are 4th in League One, whereas Plymouth are 18th. But they've both got, there's not a huge difference in their goal records either. So I suppose you could say Jephcott's better in terms of age, whereas there's only a 3-year gap. But I personally, if I had to choose one, I would pick Yates, to be honest, out of those two.
Because let's be honest, even though he's 25, strikers normally thinking about retiring around 31, 30 age. So there's still 5 or 6 years still there to do something for us.
Yeah, very true.
It is like, if we were to get him, it's like we're going to probably get something back off him.
Exactly. Another player from League One, but this would not be a bad get at all. So Ricky Dembele. Now, there is a little bit of a catch with this. Obviously, Peterborough have now been promoted to the Championship, so they're going to be in it anyway next season. I cannot see him leaving Peterborough now, to be honest. But then again, it's a little bit like the Charlie guy from Sunderland. I'm not going to try and say his name again. If they get promoted, they probably won't, leave personally. I don't think they will. He's got 42 goals for Peterborough. Let's rephrase that. 42 appearances, 11 goals, 12 assists, which is not a bad return at all. I'll stop waffling. What do you think about Dembele, Woods?
Well, he was included in the... I think he was included in the team of the season for the League One.
Yep.
He can play anyway. He can play left wing, striker, cam, right wing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he's very versatile, which is why he's got as many goals and assists as he do. Mm-hmm. Especially if they've been playing him as a striker. Mm-hmm. Obviously, as you were saying, with the promotion from the League One to the Championship, it is going to be. Mm-hmm. It is going to cost more. Let's be honest.
I don't know. I just don't personally see the fact that he's been promoted. It's not like he's upgrading, is he? He's still going to be in the same division. Then again, he's going to be a better club, isn't he?
The only reason why I'd see him leaving is because, say, if he joined us and we were pushing for promotion and Peterborough were near the bottom end of the table, he has more chance of going to us and getting promotion than he does with Peterborough. But obviously, that's how it all next season goes, and we don't want to
jinx it.
Say anything before anything happens.
Yeah, not at all. Another player that is a striker, and one that we've got a history with, Britt Assombalonga, linked with returning to Forest on a free. He's also been linked with other clubs. I believe I've heard Bristol City are interested in him, vaguely anyway. I loved Britt when he was at Forest, but I've lost a lot of respect for him with how he treated us earlier in the season. Roll the clip. We know what Britt will offer. He's literally said since that game as well that he still has a lot of respect for Forest. Not that he showed it, but what do you think about it? Because I'm not really sure, to be honest.
Well, if he can even be like half of what he was when he was with us, I'd take him back, because he was the last striker to score 20 goals for us, wasn't it? Or something like that?
Yeah. No, Graben actually, but before Graben.
Yeah, but before Graban.
Yeah.
He's 28 now, isn't he? 29, 28, around that age.
Yeah. He's
He was
younger
like,
than Graben, isn't he? And Taylor. So
he was 25 when he joined us,
yeah.
and he joined us on like, didn't he join us with Michael Antonio? I think.
Yeah. And he came from Peterborough as well, bit like Dembele. Got a bit of a history with them kind of players.
So it's like, if he's a free and he can be at least half of what he was, I'd take him. But it's more of the fact on what will his wages be. Because the main reason why he left us was because he was going to earn more money at Middlesbrough.
This is the thing. We need to score goals. That's what we've lacked this season. Assombalonga, what's he done this season for Borough? He's got 31 games, 5 goals. Not the most insane record, to be honest, but I think Britt probably would find the net more often than all of our strikers have this season, to be honest. Unless Graben, if he does stay, he has a better year, like his first few years with Forest before this season. I personally think Britt would be a good addition, but there's that little elephant in the room. Do you want to bring back a player that has left you? And it's always a bit of a strange one, really, isn't it? But anyway, that's for Britt. Another player that has played for us before, that's also linked with a return, is Jamie Patterson. This is no longer a striker. He's an attacking midfielder, also on the wing. He played for Forest on the wing initially. Came from our academy, I believe, didn't he? I think he did. Yeah. He scored a hat-trick for Forest once against West
I
Ham.
think he came from Coventry.
I know he was with us from a young age, though, like early on in his career. But
I mean, to think now he's 29, isn't he now?
29.
He must have been with us when he was like 22 then, or 23.
Because I really like Patterson at Forest because he's got. I remember he scored a hat trick against West Ham and we beat them 5-0 in the FA Cup, which was a mad game, that was. But this season, he's not really had the best year at all. He's 20 appearances, 3 goals, 2 assists. Probably could have done a bit more, really. He would be available a bit like Britt on a free. Patterson, obviously, he knows about Forest inside out. There's that little thing, like Cyrus Christie, that he's played for Derby before, but if he performs, then you can overlook that, really, can't you? But what do you think about Patterson?
Yeah, he tore us a new one. Let's be honest, when he played us. I would say get him in because we know what he does. The only thing is, the last time he played for us, he was a nuisance within the fact that he would tell Fawaz, our ex-owner, who we don't like, that he wasn't happy because the managers weren't picking him, reportedly. And that's why so many managers came and gone. He is 29 now, so he should have matured a lot more. I'd get him in, see what he's like. It's just going to be profit, isn't it? Because it's a free.
I don't know. It's one of those situations. Because it's free, if he doesn't perform, it's not the end of the world. It's not like we've spent a load of money and he's flopped. So if we want to sign a winger, maybe take the risk on him potentially. I probably would lean towards yes, bringing him back. If he didn't come back, I wouldn't be too bothered. But anyway, there's 2 more players that aren't currently at Forest anyway that are linked with coming to us at the time of recording anyway. I don't think this one will happen, to be honest. Wayne Hennessy from Crystal Palace, 34. He'll be a backup goalkeeper, but certainly he's made 1 appearance all season for Palace, and that was in the League Cup. He's played 132 times for Palace since 2014. He played a lot of times for Wolves as well, so a lot of experience with Wales as well at the Euros and that. Personally, I don't. Again, he's a bit like Patterson. It would just be a safe pair of hands on the bench, and I probably would have more faith in him than Jordan Smith, to be honest. I don't know what you'd think about it, though.
Well, Smith is, what is he, 25? So he is a lot younger than Hennessy.
That's very true.
And I like Smith. Obviously, not every goalkeeper is perfect,
No, not at
so
all.
everyone has their faults. So it's like I'd much rather prefer to have Smith. Obviously, it's good to have challenges for Samba and stuff because Hennessy would want to come here for first team football,
Definitely.
and to
But
do that, you have to challenge the main goalkeeper.
this is the thing: if he's going to come from Premier League club to a Championship club, yeah, like you say, he's going to want to play. But I don't see him playing ahead of Samba at all. You know, he's 34 as well. It doesn't really help him out. If he was younger, then probably yeah, but I don't really see him playing, to be honest. But yeah, that's pretty much all we can say about Henderson. There's one more player that recently has been linked with us, Jack Clark from Tottenham. Potentially, I don't know if he'd be on loan or not, but obviously he was at Leeds before. He played 28 times for them and scored twice, and one of them was actually against Forest, I seem to remember. So, yeah, I would like to see this happen, to be honest, because he's 20. So, again, can only get better. He's not really had many successful loan periods since he's joined Spurs. I don't really know why he went there, because if was he ever going to really play for them? He's been on loan at QPR and Stoke, and I believe he went back to Leeds as well on loan. So he's been all over the place. Bit of a whip. Obviously went for the money most likely, but what do you make of Jack Clark, Woods?
Well, personally, I haven't seen a lot from him because I don't really watch Leeds or Tottenham.
No.
I think he hasn't performed for Stoke as it's been.
What's he done? He's got 3
assists.
2 goals in 14 games.
Yeah.
Not great.
He is still young, so he can improve, like we've said with the other players. So we don't know what could happen. He could turn out to be world class, or he could turn out to be just a random bloke from Leeds.
Pretty much, yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't mind this happening at all. All these ones are like 50-50 with me, whether I'd actually like to see them coming in or not. It's going to be an incredibly interesting transfer window to see who is actually going to come and go. I think we should just talk about the players that are out of contracts and players out on loan as well. Obviously, we've actually got quite a few players out of contract currently. Those players are being Amiobi, Ribeiro, Sambasau, Dawson, Hefele, and Glenn Murray. They're all out of contract as it stands. Personally, the only ones I would bring back are Amiobi and Yuri, to be honest.
Yeah.
The others I'd let go. I don't know about you, though.
Well, Sal is, 31, coming up to 32?
Yeah.
So
and very injury prone as well.
Obviously, we know what it was like when he was playing for Forest. He had an amazing record when he played and when without. And obviously, we know what he was like before. Can I please speak, please? We know the win percentage when he was there, and we know the win percentage when it was out. When it was without him.
It was quite well publicised on that.
Yeah.
This is I 100% agree with that. And then you look at the other players like Dawson and Hefele, they've not even played a single game this season. Murray, I didn't rate him coming in, and it's kind of been proven right, apart from his debut against. This actually wasn't his debut; it was his second game when he scored twice against Wickham. But then again, it is Wickham, you know. So, yeah, let go of them, in my opinion, apart from Amiobi and Yuri, because the situation with Yuri really annoys me. That he's, especially the left back situation, literally, it is so inconsistent. One starts for ages, then the other one does, then the other one does. Now, like Yuri's now suddenly playing again.
Yeah.
Just very strange. He played very well as well against Wednesday, I thought. So we took other players, of course, are due to leave out on loan. We've got players like Freeman, Knockhart, Christie, Kavinovic, and Garner. Obviously, they're all due to leave. I personally, the only one I realistically see coming back, or are Christie and Kavinovic.
Yep.
I have a feeling that Knockout might come back, and I really, really hope he doesn't because I don't rate him at all, quite frankly. I had a bit of a mini rant in the last stream I did about him, and Freeman's been useless. Garner's been absolutely amazing, but he's not going to come back, is he really? You never know, but I doubt. I mean, he's been linked with Norwich, Brighton and Rangers on loan. So I personally don't. I think if Forest have had a good year, then yeah, I think it could definitely come back, but I don't see it right now, to be honest. Would you go with that, to be fair, with all those players? Or
well, I'd love to see Garner come back because,
yeah,
he performed fantastic this season.
I'd be curious to know as well if we had Garner the whole year, if things have been different. But who knows?
So it's like, I mean, I've made the point before where it's like the only reason I could see Garner coming back is because he didn't perform well at Watford.
Yeah, he didn't do well at a better team. So maybe that might be a worry that United have. Oh, well, he didn't do well at Watford, but he did well with Forest. So who knows? And Forest probably will have a better year next year as well. So maybe we should loan him back there. Hope that may happen potentially. I think it's unlikely though, to be honest.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and it's what's really gutting is none of us got to actually witness him play in front of us, which is really sad. As you mentioned about all the other players, though, talk about Christie. Though I think Christie's been pretty terrible at times this season, but also he's really improved the last few months. Would you keep Christie?
Well, it depends. He's been off and on, and if we can be on it, then yeah.
I'd agree with that, to be honest, because I was Christie out for a long time this season, but I maybe not as starting, but keep hold of him. But then again, after starting every game this season, would he really want to join just to warm the bench? I think that would be a little bit strange if that happened. So I think if he's going to come back, he would want to play every game again.
Yeah.
I think a bit like with Knockout and Christie, if Fulham get relegated, they probably may very well get a chance at Fulham. But if they stay up, which is looking unlikely, they probably will join us or someone else. We'll also talk about, and we don't really want to do this, but Mr. Joe Worrall is also heavily linked with leaving.
Norwich are one of the more recent clubs to get linked to him.
I would be so sad if he did leave. But realistically, what do you think will happen with Joe Worrall?
If we're going to sell him, we're going to sell him for a high price, personally. And he has been off and on quite a bit this season. The only reason why he's been off and on is because he hasn't got nobody to actually back him up. Because Scott's been good, very good. But then we've got Figueiredo behind him, and it's like
that's the thing, isn't it? With it's not like when we lost Cash, and there was no one there really that we could fully rely on. If we lose Worrall, at least we have got McKenna there. It's not like we've got no one.
Figueiredo.
Yeah, so there are players there that are decent, but Worrall would be such a massive loss because he's the heart of the club, really. He's literally Forest through and through. So that's just the kind of player you need, really. I personally hope the emotional side of things will make him want to stay for at least another year. But eventually he's going to have to get to the stage in his career where he thinks, I want to play in the Premier League. I can't keep trying with Forest and failing. And I'll be annoyed if he went to Norwich because Norwich, I know it's a done saying, but there's a good chance they'll get relegated if they get promoted, which they have done. So I hope if he was to leave, he'll go to a club that have a chance of staying up, like a Villa, someone like that, and we don't mind Villa, so I wouldn't mind that.
I'd rather him go for 20 odd million, if anything.
We need to get good money for him. That's the number one thing. I'm just trying to make my camera actually look half presentable. Oh yeah, Woods has a face. Everyone, he's here.
I have got a face, but I've also got an injury, so
That's why he's been off camera, because he's got an injury. So
Yeah.
you know, yeah. I think, as you said all we can about outgoings. I think we should just touch upon the players we got out on loan, though. I think a lot of these will either be loaned out again or they'll leave, or maybe get a chance, which tends to be the case anyway, doesn't it, really?
Yeah.
De Costa. Now, I think we're both under the illusion that he's going to play for us next season, really. I personally don't want him to, but I think there's a chance that he will.
He's done well for the Belgian club he's at. If we're not going to sign a striker, I will most likely say he's going to come back into the starting squad.
It's weird, isn't it?
I think the problem was that we was playing him as a winger more than a striker when he was with us. We tend to play some players out on the wing when they're not wingers.
Yeah, because this is the thing with a lot of the players that we have out on loan. All of them haven't played in the Houghton. So would he really just want to sell off a player when he's not even played with them? It's kind of a strange one, really. Apart from what he's seen from out on loan.
Yeah.
So you never know what will happen with De Costa. I think there's a good chance he'll play though, to be honest.
Yeah.
Other players like
how many goals has he got?
He's got 6 goals in 25 games.
It's not the best, but it's
yeah.
If he was here, he'd probably be our top goal scorer.
He literally would, though. Other players though, like Swan, out on loan at Port Vale currently, probably will be loaned out again, all but certainly. And we've got players like McGuan, who has been apparently he wants to join Oxford. What's he done? He's got 15 appearances, no goals, but 4 assists for Watford.
Yeah.
So for Oxford. I'd like to see him get a chance at Forest, but I don't think he will. I think it'd be one of those situations where we sign a player and he doesn't even play for us. Other players like Fornan at Plymouth and Richardson at Forest Green, I think they'll probably be loaned out again, to be fair. I think more big names out on loan, though, like Carvalho, Johnson, Gabriel. Yeah. Ioane, I suppose, as well. I think they're the ones that have a chance of coming back and maybe playing. I think Brennan Johnson should definitely come back.
Yeah.
To be honest, don't know. What do you make about those names?
Well, we already know what I say about Carvalho. He's good on his day, but on his day is 1 out of 10, 1 out of 10 games.
Exactly. Yeah. He's not consistent enough, quite simply. So, yeah, we know our opinion about Carvalho. Other players like Jordan Gabriel, every Blackpool fan is a big fan of him from what I've seen. I'd personally like to see him competing for right back next season.
Yeah.
To be fair.
I think if we're not going to sign Cyrus Christie, he is going to probably play.
There's one more player really I want to talk about, that being Ioane. I'd personally like to see him get a chance, but I don't think he will, to be honest. I'd like to see Yuri and Ioane as our left backs, but I think there's a good chance both of them will leave, unfortunately.
I think Ioane will probably play if we do get rid of Yuri. Because Ioane, he was probably, when Yuri wasn't playing, he was the best left back at the club. And I think when he left, he was the second best left back at the club. Obviously, he got sent off and he didn't play ever again for us.
Literally, yeah, just sent off and never to be seen again. I think we've kind of covered it all, really, haven't we? Just thought we'd do a general transfer roundup about what's going to happen at Forest. Really, I'm probably going to do this weekly. This is one of my own videos, but we thought we'd do this as just a preview, I suppose, to what could happen in the transfer window. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you have enjoyed, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow us both on Twitter, because we both have quality accounts, as we can both back that up. Let us know ideas for RadsCast as well. The next one will be in another couple of weeks, probably. I think we're thinking of doing a season review, which would be not at all depressing. So yeah. Keep your eye out for that. If you have enjoyed, subscribe on that, and we'll see you very soon. You Reds.
Ingest cheese.
Ingest cheese on a regular basis. Thank you.